every year there's a new kind of generation of athletes that kind of step into a professional level and are able to impact.
For 26 points, which by the way matches what most of the men did in the 3-point contest. What do you hope that people took away from watching this?
Was WNBA player Sabrina Ionescu truly embarrassed at her own camp by a 17-year-old? Basketball fans are divided over the alarming content of the viral video, which has received 8.7 million views.
Like just being able to like enjoy the city, see other athletes, like going to other events. It was so fun.
That's change the game, bring new fans to the game, and grow the game. And I think that's the fun part about playing in a professional league is the older players.
I'm going to explain what actually transpired in the Philippines when this adolescent defender allegedly locked down one of the top players in women's basketball. You must view the reality before drawing conclusions because the video doesn't always give the same tale as the headlines.
They got drums, like all this stuff that you can't have in the United States, and it was so loud, but it gave me the chills. Like I was so excited. I kind of put on a show as well.
I love it. Thank you for putting a spotlight on the men's game.
Of course.
Let's discuss this insanely popular video that has taken over basketball social media accounts worldwide. You've undoubtedly seen the 8.7 million view video of WNBA player Sabrina Ionescu allegedly being locked down at her own basketball camp by an unknown adolescent. Hold on, we need to analyze what's truly going on here. The internet is going crazy over it.
Understanding that we can do it and we deserve to have that opportunity to showcase our talents and, I didn't back down from the challenge. Something you can't even really put into words, like opening ceremonies was something that I will forever remember.
How did you find
this video is taken at Sabrina's basketball camp in the Philippines, where she is teaching young players offensive skills. Although the headlines portray Sabrina as being totally humiliated on her home court, pay close attention to what's actually happening during this defensive phase. First of all, Sabrina's reputation is at stake in this, and it's not just any pickup game. Literally, this is a classroom setting. As Sabrina executes offensive movements, the opposition, the adolescent defender, is doing precisely what he's meant to do, exerting tremendous defensive pressure. Take a look at this defensive strategy. In addition to rotating his feet and remaining low, the young player is engaging in some quite forceful hand checking that would undoubtedly result in a foul call in a real WNBA game. This is a drill with entirely different parameters than regulation play.
Pave the way for the younger players to come in and kind of do their part and impact the next generation of athletes. And
obviously going up against the best shooter this game has ever seen and wanting to continue to just evolve and shooting from the NBA line for me is...
The phrase, "hey, hey, easy," is actually audible throughout the video. This is being portrayed on social media as her losing her temper or making excuses, yet she is actually teaching good technique. Because it isn't how the drill is intended to go, and it wouldn't be acceptable in real competition, she is advising the defender to reduce the contact. These viral videos are making me mad because of what they purposefully omit. The fact that this is a coaching camp and Sabrina is practicing moves against defenders who are playing at full intensity is not mentioned.
What I wanted to do to show all those young kids to not be scared of going out there and doing something that's never been done before.
And you certainly did that, and I loved what you said.
And they're like, you need to come do this interview. And so then I walked into the hotel.
The video cuts off any explanation in the middle of the action and presents it as a basketball gotcha moment. What about the response on the internet? Totally crazy. People who use this as evidence that WNBA players can't beat average dudes, and as fodder in the never-ending discussion about women's basketball wages are abundant in the comment sections. Imagine believing that one video from a youth camp teaching drill somehow renders the whole career of an Olympic gold medalist and one of the best shooters in history invalid. In actuality, we're witnessing a strong defensive possession in a controlled drill environment rather than an amateur athlete humiliating a professional. Context is important. Here, Sabrina isn't moving at full speed. She isn't using all of her offensive tools. In a teaching setting, she is showcasing particular maneuvers while letting defenders hone their skills. Yes, it's excellent that the adolescent demonstrated sound defensive principles. That's the camp's actual purpose. But claiming that a WNBA star is locking down is just clickbait hyperbole meant to go viral. When NBA players allow children to score on them during youth camps, it's like watching them and then saying those professionals were exposed.
Surprised often, and I got surprised. They said I had an interview, and I was just like, I don't want to do it.
And understanding anything's possible, and for me, that's kind of just been my mantra and understanding.
Consider this. Does it illustrate that LeBron James can't play if he demonstrates defensive skills to children at his camp and then steps back to allow them to practice? Obviously not. However, individuals are always eager to take advantage of any chance to minimize the abilities of women's basketball players.
Hopefully something I can continue to empower in everyone and wanting to be their best.
Are we going to see a rematch?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know when and where, but wherever it's going to be, we know it's going to be even better than this one. This was obviously the first, and
this whole issue demonstrates how quick some people are to promote myths about women's basketball ability levels using any tape, regardless of how out of context it is. The reason the video went viral is because it reinforces preconceived notions that some viewers already have. They seek evidence to support their preconceived notions, not the whole narrative. Sabrina is an amazing talent, as anyone who has seen her perform can attest. We're talking about a player that has been consistently getting better in the WNBA, holds the NCAA all-time scoring record, and made 20 of 27 shots in a perfect 37.3-point contest performance that surpassed Steph Curry's total. None of that is altered by a single teaching exercise at a youth camp.
Ionescu jersey, and I just started crying because I was like, this means I made the team.
Are you disappointed when
knowing we can build off it in terms of what we're able to come out here and do, and we're excited. Obviously, the next NBA is All-Stars.
Look, this is much more than a single basketball incident that went viral. This is just one example of a much larger issue with the way female athletes are depicted online. That Ionescu video's comment section, complete dumpster fire. One defensive possession instantly led people to conclude that teenage males are superior to WNBA pros.
And I'm from the Bay, and he's playing there, so I think it'd be pretty cool to kind of have two hometown heroes go back home for me and him be able to play in his home.
Gone for it. And I think being able to believe in yourself, have that confidence of not being afraid to fail and wanting to succeed.
In sports media, women athletes are frequently questioned and have their abilities minimized in ways that males are not subjected to. This tendency keeps happening. The internet seems to be waiting for any chance to prove that women's sports aren't real. The next time you see one of these WNBA player destroyed videos that have gone viral, pause before clicking share. Consider if you would make the same assessment of an NBA player based just on one drill. In actuality, the purpose of these viral moments is to reinforce pre-existing prejudices against women in sports, not to showcase basketball prowess. And truthfully, we need to perform better.
Whatever it is that my goal is, whatever it is I'm set on, I've never let anyone tell me what I can or can't do, and I'm just kind of full head on.
I've never really played internationally to understand like the amount of pride fans have for their country.
If you have seen further instances of female athletes being treated unfairly online, please leave a comment. Believe me, we are only beginning this discourse.